Hello, welcome to Tom's Corner. Today we're going to talk about the Biosphere 2 experiment.
The Biosphere 2 experiment.
Yeah, Biosphere 1 being Earth.
Oh, okay.
So basically like Elon Musk, before Elon Musk existed, a guy called Ed Bass put loads of money into trying to work out a way of doing closed circuit ecological systems so humans could live in bubbles on moons and planets and sustain themselves perpetually on a diet that would give them longer lives.
So, like, basically colonising another planet.
Yeah, or the other side of it was if the nuclear Armageddon happens, you're going to need these pods to be clean, self-replicating things. So you always
as a survival.
Yeah, so it wasn't just food that they were providing; it's also the oxygen for the environment you're in, and delicately balancing all of the different things in the air.
Mm-hmm. So Earth is Biosphere 1.
Yeah.
So what was Biosphere 2 then?
They built this massive, like the Eden Project bubbles, just like loads of them.
Mm-hmm.
And inside they had 9 people, and they were providing food and oxygen for themselves whilst researching.
Wait,
and they would
where?
Inside the bubbles without leaving.
No, where did they build the bubbles though?
Oh, America.
Oh, right. Oh.
Yeah. In the.
I thought you meant like the moon.
No. But if you could use it on the moon.
Yeah. So it was an experiment.
Experiment
kind of
on Earth.
Yeah.
Seeing if they could live in the sealed bubble, and they were going to live in it for 2 years.
Okay.
It went horribly wrong. So they got a miscalculation at the beginning, which threw the oxygen percentage off. So we have, I think it's like an 18% oxygen ratio in the air, but they were down at 14%. So everyone had oxygen deprivation. They lost a lot of their crops, even though they had a really advanced way of propagating them. And basically at the end all they had were potatoes and like sweet potatoes and things like that.
Yeah.
And there was only these 9 people, and they're from a guy called John P. Allen, who had like this like hippie Grateful Dead followers. Yeah. So they were in this, so it was just like artists and scientists and a weird group in there. It split into 2, and a faction war broke out inside the pods over whether they should import food to help them keep their research going, or if they should keep living as they were. But everyone's oxygen deprived and tripping balls in there. Oh, that's it. The other thing is they powered themselves using solar panels all over the structure.
All right.
And from the windows.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they got the sunlight wrong on it. So they were receiving only 40% of what they should have been. So they had constant generator issues, which meant it was really, really hot in the bubbles because they couldn't keep it cool with the energy that they had. So everyone was hot, oxygen deprivated, angry with each other, and stuck inside a glass box.
I can't believe it led to a tribe war.
Yeah.
That's just brilliant.
Yeah, apparently friends became enemies and enemies became friends, and they study it usually in like the Antarctica and research stations. What happens to people, and people do lose their minds.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So these things escalate. Someone gets fired and asked to leave, but they can't, so they just have to sit there and wait for the experiment to the end. And the whole time, media's watching, taking photos from outside. These people just slowly lose their humanity in these boxes.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, they just got some of the initial kind of things wrong with it. The site's now been taken over by a American university, and they're continuing the experiments, but in much less severe, stay in a box for 2 years way.
Much safer, hopefully, as well, with actual oxygen that they can breathe.
Yeah. So my question to you is, if you had to bring 5 people into a pod like that, who would you bring?
Oh, wow. I would bring Matt Damon.
You right?
Because he did The Martian.
Doesn't he lose his mind in The Martian?
No.
No, that's in Interstellar he does.
Yeah.
And sends out the beacon even though they can't live there because he's just wants off.
Yeah. So I would bring Matt Damon.
But when you say Matt Damon, are you saying Matt Damon from The Martian, so the character, or Matt Damon the actor?
No, Matt Damon.
The actor. Right, cool. I respect that. That's fine. It's really unlucky what happened to him in Team America.
Yeah.
The Matt Damon thing.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, because he's a really good actor.
He is.
He's been in some cool things, and then that happened. It's like, oh, mate. Because I quite like the Bourne films.
The Bourne films.
I really like the books.
I've not
They're
read
well
the books.
good.
Yeah.
That
when he picked that up.
Yes.
That was brilliant. So Matt Damon would be the first one.
I don't know how much of his own stunts he does, but alright, he might be handy.
Yeah, he knows how to grow potatoes and poop. Nick Knowles.
Why?
He's a gardener.
No, I thought he did like 30-minute.
He's a TV presenter, but he's a
Yeah.
gardener. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Nigella Lawson.
Cook. Chef. Good idea and very hot.
Yep.
And a coke addict, but
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Dynamo, the magician. He'd be able to like just go "Bizarre!" and like make stuff appear out of thin air. So
He's not an actual magician.
he is.
No, he's not.
He is. Have you never seen his programs? And Nicolas Cage.
What, just because Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for Tom's Corner.
Thanks for telling me about the Biosphere 2. That was very interesting. Cheers, Tom.
No problem. Thanks, man.